In a special gathering at Peter's house, Jesus was with his disciples. The topic of their discussion revolved around the glories of knowledge. Then, with his unique wisdom and a humble demeanor, Christ shared a story that left a lasting impression, offering an unforgettable lesson. Let's listen to this narrative.
A man passionate about truth upon discovering that intellectual advancement leads to divine wisdom, decided to climb the mountain of knowledge. With determination, he devoted himself body and soul to this journey, dedicating all his strength to this noble purpose. The path was shadowy like a dark labyrinth, yet the determined man, ignoring the difficulties and dangers, pressed onward. At each stage, he changed his garments to better adapt to the demands of the journey. From time to time, he would leave by the roadside a tunic that had grown too tight or a sandal that no longer fit, always seeking new attire to continue his journey. Thus, after many years of effort and perseverance, he reached the long-desired summit, where a messenger of God came to meet him. The messenger greeted him warmly, embraced him, and adorned his forehead with a dazzling crown of light. However, when the victor of knowledge wished to advance toward paradise, the messenger advised him to return by the path he had traveled. He was to observe each step taken, and the angel said that his attitude in revisiting the trail would determine whether he would be granted wings to fly to meet the eternal Father. The traveler returned along the path, but now, illuminated by the radiant halo he had received, he could clearly see all the angles of the trail, which had previously been confusing and imperceptible to his gaze. He couldn't hold back his laughter as he observed the strange garments worn by the travelers following him along the path. On one side, a torn tunic, on the other, an oversized sandal. Many pilgrims leaned on fragile staffs, and some wore humble, worn-out cloaks. Yet each one pressed forward with the confidence of someone wearing the most precious garment in the world. The victorious scientist couldn't hold back his reaction to the scene and began making sarcastic comments, harshly criticizing the ignorance of those who continued along wearing ridiculous or unsuitable clothing. He shouted, condemned, and hurled sharp insults. He addressed the travelers with such biting irony that many abandoned the journey, returning to the ease of the vast plain. After cursing everyone without exception, the crowned hero returned to the mountaintop, eager to depart without delay to meet the Father. But the angel, with sadness, explained to him that the garments of others, which he scorned with such sarcasm, were the very same ones he himself had worn on his journey back when he was weak and unenlightened. He added that the wings of light, which would carry him to the divine throne, would only be granted to him once he built love deep within his heart. He lacked compassion and understanding. He was to return to the path and assist his fellow travelers, for without this, he would never find comfort in heaven.
Some minutes of impenetrable silence followed. The master, however, placing significant emphasis on his words, concluded,
Many souls on earth wear the brilliant crown of knowledge, but their hearts are asleep in impiety, standing out for their childish sarcasm and unjust criticism. Poisoned by misunderstanding, demanding and cruel, they attack their companions who are more fragile in knowledge or culture, instead of extending a fraternal hand, forgetting that once they too were like this, insecure and imperfect, in search of learning. Until they are willing to support the less enlightened and less fortunate brother, welcoming him with sincerity and devotion in their own hearts, they will not receive the wings to soar toward heaven.
Jesus taught a profound lesson, illuminating the need to unite knowledge with love and humility. He explained that true greatness lies not only in the knowledge one acquires, but in the commitment to help those who are still in the early stages, often still disoriented. Intellectual pride, no matter how brilliant, is not capable of elevating a soul. Only when the heart is filled with understanding and charity does one acquire the wings to rise to spiritual heights. And so, let each of us reflect on the value of true knowledge. Let us cultivate humility to remember the steps we have already taken and find compassion to support those who are still facing difficulties on the path. Knowledge is a blessing, but its light only shines fully when guided by love for others and a willingness to serve. Therefore, as we seek to grow in understanding, Let us also seek to grow in patience, empathy, and generosity. Reaching out to those beside us is the greatest proof of wisdom. May we walk together with open hearts, so that love and understanding may give us the wings we need to soar toward the true heaven. If you enjoyed this video and felt that it brought valuable reflection, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content. Leave a comment sharing what impacted you most in this story and how it can transform our view on knowledge and compassion. Together, we can spread messages of peace and wisdom to everyone around us. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.